So we'll just start the session. Hello everyone, thanks for joining this session. And as mentioned in the invite, today we would be talking about the latest feature which has been introduced in Audit 360. So what I request all the participants, if you have any queries or anything on the session when we are discussing, please do write to us on the Q&A section. We would be taking those questions and we'll also respond to the queries raised live, or would also be responding directly on the Q&A itself. So any queries related to the topic which we cover, please do share on Q&A section. And always we request you to please check the latest videos and YouTube channel for latest webinar sessions which are been uploaded there. So today's topic, we would be talking about a new feature which has been introduced as an Audity Admin. Audity Admin is a default role and also a feature where we can configure related to the configure audit type. This is a standard feature. Followed by this, we would be talking about the audit reference, which is part of remote audit. We would also demonstrate how the audit reference would work, and this is a premium feature. So first, let us see how audit admin works. Just give me a moment to share the Audit 360 application. I'll be coming to Audit 360 application. So I'm logging to our demo server where I can give you a demo on how our Audity admin works. Audit admin is actually a new role which has been introduced where certain configuration at the auditee side can be configured by this role. So anything related to the issue allocation, if once the issues are finalized, the audit has been finalized, when the issues has to be managed from the auditee side. If in case we would want an auditee's team to handle all this configuration, we have segregated these configuration as a different configuration. So whichever user has this role of auditee admin will have this access to the module of auditee configuration, and the user can, or the customer can decide whether the auditee admin configuration can be done by the super admin or anyone from the auditee side. But the default here is, if what we have currently done is all the super admin role will have a auditee admin role which has been assigned. But if you would want this to be managed from auditee team, the user needs to be assigned with the auditee admin role. So I'll just show how a configuration is done, what change has we have brought in into Audit 360 with introducing auditee admin. So let me just start configuring the audit. So first change you could see on the screen is in the module where configure audit. Earlier I had only configure audit configuration. Now we have also added auditee admin configuration. So let us start with the creation of the audit. I'm starting with the audit webinar only as the audit type, and I'm giving the date of, this is just for recognition, and I'm adding then auditee as branch. I move forward and I'm configuring this. All your configuration remains the same. I just do quickly the configuration. I'm adding one more group. Giving a risk scoring here. So this portion is also, there is no change. Now here, when we come to the configure audit, so if you could see earlier, we had in the configuration whether the auditee respondent workflow needs to be eliminated or even the auditee reviewer workflow needs to be eliminated. Those 2 points are being taken out from the configuration. Rest all the points under the configured screen is being retained. There is a option. There is one more point which is mentioned on would you like to have the nature of the audit surprise or an informed audit. This is related to the audit reference which I will cover next demo which I'm presenting to you all. So now if you would want to do an eliminate auditee sign off or whatever the configuration you would want to, you can do the configuration here and select the verifier like how normally we do in the normal configuration. And if you have any reminders or preferences, you can add. For now, I'm just moving ahead. So I'll give the rating as well. Now I've done with the configuration, but the auditee side configuration needs to be done by auditee admin side because I have already this user role been added to me. The configure audit shows both the module. Otherwise, if I choose only auditee admin, I will have only the configure module. So any user who has only auditee admin been assigned or it has been assigned with the respective role, whatever they would have this configure audit screen available. Only if it is auditee admin, they'll have only 2 modules which shows configure audit and internal audit. So any even the super admin can also have this role assigned. So when I come to auditee admin, I have to select the configuration which we have just created. So this screen is mandatory for us to complete the configure audit. If the auditee admin configuration is not been done, we will not be able to schedule and move forward. So let me just explain you each of the line item we have in the auditee admin configuration. First is issue level allocation. If in case you have to allocate the respective issues to your respondent or a reviewer, you can even now allocate between the auditee as well. So when you have an issue allocation, you can define whether you want to do a one-time allocation. So one time you allocate every time the audit is being scheduled and executed for the said auditee, the respective respondent or a reviewer will keep getting the issues flowed as per the allocation. Or if you would want to have a every time, which is after every audit has been scheduled, you would want to manually keep allocating the issue, then you would choose as every time. On a default, it will be on a single time. So earlier, if you see, you had a point which mentioned that if you would want to do a schedule level allocation, that is what we have modified and brought it under the issue allocation. We have not put a restriction that only if it has been at a schedule level, we can have only checkpoint level allocation or a subaudit level. Those restriction has not been kept. We have kept it flexible. If you can choose whether you need a single tile allocation or a every time allocation. Now on auditee respondent workflow and auditee reviewer workflow on a default, it would be on a required. If in case you do not have a respondent users at all or a auditee reviewer, in those cases, you can always choose not required. So when you can choose so that there is no allocation required when there is no respondent workflow or a reviewer workflow. Still, if you have multiple auditees in your same organization where you would want to get the issue be allocated between the auditee, you will be able to do a issue assignment to the auditee as well. So now let us take an example that we do not have auditee reviewer, but we have auditee respondent. Then in the issue assignment, I will get auditee and respondent both. Now you can even select the mode of allocation, like whether you want to do the level of allocation at a subaudit level or a group level or a checkpoint level. So there is no restriction that where you have to do allocation only at a subaudit level or only at a checkpoint level is been removed. The user can choose whether he wants to allocate the issue from a subaudit level or at a group level. If you have a subaudit which has a bunch of group associated with that, you can even do the allocation at a group level if you take group level. If you would want to allocate at the issue level, so within a group, you would want a checkpoint level allocation to be given to the respective respondent or an reviewer. You will be able to do this allocation. Then you can even choose whether you would want to do a cluster level allocation or a audit level allocation. Currently, we have a mandate that it has to be cluster level. Now you can even do audit level allocation also. If you choose audit level allocation, you have to select a cluster to filter out the audit, and we can even allocate basis the criteria we would, whether we want it at a audit level or a cluster level can be chosen here. Now I will choose whether I need respondent workflow or not, or a if I would want to choose both, I can even add audit. But in the current scenario, I'm checking respondent. Then response to the respond to reopened issue. So what happens most of the time when there is a level of work happening on multiple level of work which is happening on resolution of the issues, the respondent would respond to the issue, then the next level would review it, either comply or resolve the issue. When it comes to the resolved issues, when it comes to the audit team for verification of those resolved issue, certain times the issue gets reopened. So when the reopen happens, you can even define whether once the issue has been reopened should fall at which level. So in the current scenario, what would happen once it is reopened, the last level, if it is an audit reviewer or audit user, would get those issues to their kitty and then they push it back to the respondent to rework, or they may have to work here. So here you can define if you would want to keep it at an audit. If you have an audit reviewer, it will also show audit reviewer here. So if I just click a required, the audit reviewer also will come. So you can just select which of your which role should get the reopened, so that directly the work can start from the allocation which we have done in the audit admin configuration. So here this would also have an improvement in one more thing, where if you do not have an allocation, we would be introducing no allocation, so that this information when it will not be applicable. But the user can, either the super admin or the user who have access to audit admin, which can be even an audit team side, can also configure how the issue allocation and the managing of the responses of reopened can be done at a parent audit level. So this will help for the smoother process to be done. So now I am just saving this. So if this, once you come back to super admin, I'll just show this, because I have a role of audit admin there. I will also have this audit admin mentioned here. So I'm just doing the allocation, respondent and audit reviewer. So this is about the audit configuration, which are part of your configure audit. Only once this configuration is done, we will be able to start scheduling the audit. So now let me just, is there any queries for me to take up, Santosh?
No questions.
Okay. So we request all the participants to please explore this, and for all your upcoming audits, the audit configuration is mandatory, and you can choose on the default for the normal way of execution, and or configure basis the need of how the audit work is happening. So as there are no questions, I am moving ahead with the next requirement or next demo which we wanted to cover. So if you all recollect, we had last session we had discussed about remote audit, and as part of remote audit we also have a audit reference document sharing as part of the feature which we wanted to demonstrate in the today's webinar. So this feature is actually as inbuilt, it will be a part of remote audit, and this feature will be available if you opt for remote audit. Remote audit is the premium feature, and if in case you do not want to take remote audit, or only if you would want to take only the audit reference as the feature, as a premium feature, you can subscribe to us. If you're interested in this feature, please do contact the relationship manager who will help you in subscription. So let me just demonstrate how the audit reference would work. First, let me create a schedule. I'm using the same web audit type which we configured. Maharashtra. I'm just scheduling for today's date itself. So now we have done a schedule. So I'll just let me take this schedule. So audit which I've scheduled is shown on the screen. So webinar 15th Feb was the audit. So in your schedule screen against the schedule which we have created, if you have opted for a audit reference, you would have two buttons which will be shown on the schedule details. Here, the purpose, like we had mentioned earlier in the previous webinar, I would just reiterate on the usage of this feature. So if in the audit, when you are executing an audit, and especially when you're doing a remote audit where you would not be in person to verify all the details and documents in their premises, you can request, or you can get those references details attached by the auditee. We can even share the references details to the auditor as a reference file. So in this current feature, the reference details can be shared by the super admin to the auditor, and even the details can be viewed by the auditee. And reference details can be shared by an auditee to the audit team, where the reviewer, super admin, or the auditor can have view of these references file, and auditor can also attach the references file which can be viewed by the audit team, which is your reviewer, super admin, and also auditee can view this files at the schedule level. So every audit you execute at a schedule level can have this data exchange happening, and all this can be stored at the particular audit executed only. So you would need not be cross-checking through your emails for check for the reference data. All your files will be mapped into the particular schedule, and everything can be viewed with one click of button. So now I'll just show how we can attach the reference file in the scenario where, as a supervisor, I would want to give some reference file related to the audit to the auditor. So I'll be able to go here, and if you see there is a pop-up screen which comes for upload of data. There are in file types we are also giving general and confidential. If an supervisor would want to give a very confidential information passed to the auditor, and he would want to share some file which he mandatorily wants him to check, which needs to be shared confidentially, he can always choose confidential, and the file which is uploaded in the confidential can only be viewed by the respective reviewer or the auditor only. Auditee will not have access to the confidential file being uploaded. So let me just upload a file. Any file in which is an Excel, Word, or a JPG, all that can be uploaded here. I'm just giving a confidential one document, and I'm in general. Sorry, in confidential, let me upload this first. So I'm attaching one more under general, where I'm sticking one more file. So there are two files which have been uploaded. To view the reference file, I can check. If you see the details, it also clearly mentioned the file type, whether it's a confidential or a general, who has been uploaded this, which role can have access can also be seen here. The which role I have, and then view. If you would want to view, we can click on the view and see the document. Now the schedule is done. Let us go to auditor role. So I'm going to my own name. So as an auditor. So if you see here, I'm in an auditor role. The schedule which was created is there in the upcoming audit. Now if I have to view, so what happens is certain times the what reference file we give on some of the use cases, auditor has to review those documents, prepare himself before he starts the audit. So this basis the schedule, he can even accept the audit, and once he accepts the audit, the view reference file will be shown to him. The auditor will have both view reference and the attached reference file. I can just click on this. The file which was uploaded by the super admin role will be visible here. He can view the document, prepare himself before he go into the audit. If he would want to attach a document to this, he'll also be able to do. Just click on attach. I'm just giving a choose file. You just pick some other files. And I'm submitting it. So those files will also be reflected here. Now let me just come back to super admin, where there's one important part which I told I'll be covering in the audit reference file. So I'm coming to the configure audit. This was the audit type which we configured. So now if you see in the audit type which we configured, we had kept the what would you like to like the nature of this audit to be surprise. Default it will be on a surprise audit. So this feature of configuration, this point would be available for remote audit on the schedule reference file, which is audit reference file. The user, while defining the audit, can even want to keep it as an informed audit. He can choose to have informed audit. What would happen if we keep it as an informed audit is, once you choose an informed audit, the audits which are being scheduled can be viewed by the auditee, and as well as if there are any references file being attached, can be also given access to the auditee. But in case of a surprise audit, which is a default which has been tagged, all the schedules which are being scheduled which are not started will not be shown or can be viewed by the auditee, and they will not be able to know until unless the audit has been started. So they will have a view on their screen only from the in progress and above, only on the execution status. Only if it is informed, the not started audits and the reference documents can be viewed. So let me just see if I can go to auditee to show that. I don't have auditee access, but let me just come back to auditor. Santosh, is there any questions for me to take up? Part of remote audit?
No questions.
Okay. So I'm just moving ahead. Now we saw until the schedule has been created by the supervisor, and the supervisor can also attach the audit reference file, and even an auditor can also attach the reference file. Now, when you're executing the audit, certain times basis the observation, we may have to quote the issue with the reference file. So I have a document which as a process document which has been reviewed, and basis that I have found that there is a non-compliance, but I have to tag that particular document stating that this document, basis this document, this is non-compliance. So that is made possible in the audit reference file. So let us just get audit started to see how that functionality works. I'm going in a normal mode. So in any time when I'm executing the audit, if I want to refer the file, I always have view reference file on the screen. Any group I go, any group of checkpoint I'm executing, the view reference file will be shown. This will give you the details, all the details. Because I'm an auditor, the confidential details also are being shown. Now I'm executing an audit. I've just clicked yes. I'm going next. So now the next checkpoint when I'm executing, I found that there is an issue where I would want to quote the reference. So normally when you execute an audit, you choose the compliance, you give a disposition to which there is an issue, and now you can even quote the reference file. When you click on quote reference file, all the files which has been attached as a reference will be shown here, and we can quote on which particular audit we had this issue identified. I'm just submitting this and I can go completing the. So like this, wherever you have a deviation found, you can just quote the audit. All your attachment can be quoted. So even in during the audit, for now, for example, you are in process of audit, but you got one more document which was shared, you would want to attach it. You will always can come back. You can come back to the upcoming audit and you can attach one more document if required. I'm choosing a confidential document here. I want to mention so I can view the reference file. If you see all the files, it has been attached, and when I go inside, when I'm executing the audit, under the quote, I can have all the files which is shown here. So now this is on the auditor side. So until you submit, you can either view, attach or quote the reference basis the observation here. So now let me just come to auditee user to show how this functionality would work. Let me just log into auditee. Just logging to auditee user. Okay, that is in a session. Just give me a minute. I'm just checking for the OTP which I've received. Yeah, I'm just choosing the auditee. Now I'm in an auditee module. So I had done a schedule of webinar 15. So if you see webinar 15, 15 Feb, which is in progress, can be viewed. If this was not started, because it is a surprise audit, this would not be reflecting in the my audits for the auditor. Now he will be able to attach, if the auditee will also be able to attach some reference. So during the audit execution and the remote audit is happening, we have been discussing online chatting with the auditee. and we ask for some details, the auditee will be able to attach the details here. I'm just trying to upload. The one change, if you could see on the screen, the auditee will have only upload option here. He will not have the selection of surprise or a confidential or a general document, because whatever the document he shares will be a general document. So I will just click to choose. I'm just submitting this. If I would want to view the attachments, whatever the audit reference has been given, I just click on I button. Because in progress it is not showing, so you can, once it is attached, now let me log in as an auditor to show how the same document will be reflected here for as an auditor. So I'm in super admin. I can also see as an supervisor or a reviewer role also can see the references file which has been attached. When I click here, so you can also, while during in progress also, we can attach the document. Coming to auditor, so I'm in progress. I'm just continuing my audit. Now I'm executing staff awareness, for example. Click yes. I want to code this to the file. If you see the auditee, whichever file which auditee has uploaded can also be listed here. I'm quoting the recent file which I've received and attaching at the details here. This is how the auditor can even attach or view or quote the reference file. So this is on the audit reference file. So audit reference file is part of remote audit and can be opted individually at a different package, and you can use this as part of all your execution, where the audit supervisor, auditor and auditee can exchange the files as part of your execution, and all the files will be listed within the same schedule. Santosh, is there any queries to be taken up?
Yeah, not for else. There are a couple of queries.
Okay.
So, one is what will be the impact of introduction of the auditee admin module on existing audit?
Auditee admin existing with whatever the current feature, current configuration we have is been retained, and all the super admin has the role assigned as auditee admin as well.
So basically, it won't affect any of the currently configured audits, right? Second question is, how will the existing features and configuration of an audit type be changed in accordance to this new development? So previously, some of this were done at the audit configuration level. How will that get impacted?
That has already been taken care, where we have retained all the configuration Currently, the configuration is done. Basis that only the audit admin has been updated for the existing configure audits.
So that is for previous audits, Ramya. So if I have to create a new audit program today, what change will I see in the configure audit module? Will there be any change at all? Or all options available previously will be available now also?
Everything is there. I'll just show the screen and explain this, Santosh. Yeah. So here in the configure audit, if we see here, only the 3 items which was from the list of everything is same. There is no changes. The 3 line configure item, which is eliminate auditee reviewer workflow and the auditee respondent workflow has been removed. And if you would want to have a schedule level allocation to be done, that has been removed from the initial list and it has been added under the auditee admin configuration. So auditee admin configuration, where we can even eliminate or retain the workflow. And once the configuration, the normal configuration is done, the user or the auditee admin should do this configuration so that the schedule the configuration gets completed. So these are the changes. The one we have kept these 3 questions out from the normal configuration and added it in the auditee admin configuration. And there is a new sub module shown under the configure audit where the auditee side issue allocation side configuration has to be done before we consider the complete parent audit configuration is done. I hope I have clarified the query asked, Santosh.
Yeah, correct. That was the question.
Any other questions, Santosh?
No more questions. That's all.
So any queries on remote audit reference file, please do write to us on Q&A section. Any queries or feedbacks also can be shared.
I don't think there's anything more. So as usual, we'll keep coming back to you, asking for your feedback. Please do share, and please do share if you want us to take up any specific topic as part of the sessions. The next, I think in the coming webinar also we'll be covering some of the premium features that have got introduced. And then I think after that we'll go back to any of the existing feature, and train. So one question that came is auditee sign-off is mandatory in all cases. The answer is no. You can still choose to eliminate auditee sign-off.
So if you have any preferences for the webinar to be taken on the refresher module or any specific feature or module, please do write to us by next in between next 2 weeks, so that after premium feature, the next session we can take with the recommendations received.
So I think, yeah, that's all for this week. Thank you everyone for taking out time and joining us today. Looking forward to see you in the next episode of webinar.
Yeah, thank you
This
all.
recording will soon be available in our YouTube channel. As soon as it is uploaded, we'll share the details with you.
Yeah, you can even look for, once it is uploaded, we will also be updated in Knowledge 360. So within application also you can search for these videos with the content.
Okay, thank you everybody.
Thank you all.
Appreciate you joining us. Look forward to see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.